Welcome again to my channel. I decided to buy some spotting scopes to better practice my target shooting and avoid to return the target all the way back all the time, just to see how my groupings are getting to the target. So I decided to get those, actually one, and then I saw the other one, so I said, well, why not compare those two and return the one I don't like. Okay, first of all, you are so well, let's switch gears here a little bit. Let's move on, oops, okay, to the boxes. Okay, so that's the BARSKA, and the BARSKA is a 20-60-60, and that's the cheapest source type of lens. Still a $120 device. It does come with a tripod. It's not the one I have in there. We're gonna see that. It's a simpler tripod, but it does come with that. It does come also with this, a better hard case, which is nice. And that's all the specs on it, on the box. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. You can see those specs, the zoom and the waterproof, and that's a 45 angle viewer model, etc, etc. And this is the CELESTRON. Let me just move on the box a little bit. Okay, it's a bigger box, so you can see, it's a bigger device. Okay, and that's the box right here. It's some advertisement. Actually, I looked into the moon other day, higher magnification. You can see that's pretty much the image you see. You can see the craters, you can see some details. It's very nice. Never watch any owl or any deer per se. It's an 80mm scope, so it's a kind of an unfair comparison to a point, because this is has a wider lens. I'm going to show that in the physical device in a minute. And those are the specs again: waterproof and multi-coating optics, and also 45 angle degree viewer, as you can see on this area. Okay, so let's move back to the devices themselves and talk a little bit about those. First of all, well, I had this tripod before. That's a camera tripod and the minimum extension at this point. Actually, a camcorder tripod. And this one I bought especially for the shooting range exercise, which is the same brand. Let me show you here the box. It's a Felbon maybe in the correct pronunciation, CX Mini. It's a very nice tripod. It's already on its maximum extension at this point. It goes to the tabletop very easy. Okay. I also purchased an extra adapter. Okay, so I have this quick release adapter. You can just hook up another device and switch from the tripod pretty easy, versus having to screw the device every time in the same one. And this is something. Some devices have two holes in the bottom, and this is something you can depress. There's a spring on it. If your device only has one place to get the screw, you get this just pressed and it works fine. Okay, so this is about $30. This is about $7-8 for the extra device. So let's talk about the scopes first. Let's start with the CELESTRON. Again, you can see by the front. There's a huge, well, 60-80, right? Let's see if I can take this lens out. Okay, you can see the difference in the size from the front. The size here means more light, and that's key on my choice here. It does offer more light on the 80 versus the 60, so that's one way to go. Let's check on from the side now, and then you can have a perspective. I'm gonna try to align without breaking anything here. Hold on 1 second. If I can align more or less the front of those devices to the camera, and it's kind of aligned, and you can see how bigger the other device is. Okay, you can see how bigger the entire device is from the top down, and you can see also. Let me take the cap out. This cap is you can just screw it here, and this optical portion you unscrew completely from here. This one is fixed, I believe, or maybe it comes assembled at least. This one comes disassembled, and actually you have a hard case where you can store this guy after you take it out, and you just screw in here and it gives the specs for the lens. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so let's move now to this view, and you can see that the lens on the bottom, I mean on the optical side, it's also bigger. So that helps you to find and to see a wider view, right? If you're wearing glasses, you need to normally, turn those rubber protection onto the side. Same thing here, you do the same thing and it stays completely on the side. But you can see that in terms of device, I tell you one thing, I tried both. I didn't try on the range. I did try those devices in my backyard and looking into license plates and birds around and even to the moon. And this device here is a decent device, okay? But doesn't compare in terms of quality to this one. And I decided by the price difference, and again, the price difference here is not only 120 to 160. It is more because this one does come with a hard case and also with a generic tripod. I will show that. So let's go now for the casing and see how those cases look like. Okay, this is the CELESTRON. It's a soft case. It's padded. However, I don't see, I wouldn't feel safe to bump my the scope against the wall or anything. It's padded, but not that thick. You can see it's just a protection, maybe against scratching, not like an impact protection. It's easy to put in and out. It does have a curve here for the 40. You can actually try to store with the viewer if you want. I just don't recommend that because you can break it. So take it out, put it in here. Well, maybe you can wear out this place here where you actually screw it, but be careful when you do that. All right, that's the case for the CELESTRON. This case here has nothing to do with the scopes themselves. This case is for the tripod, right? For this new little tripod here. And let's move now to the floor here, where I have actually the hard case. It's a nice feature, okay, but just not nice enough to help me to keep the BARSKA 6620 or 6620. No, it's well, forgot that. It's 2020. Okay, 2060. I just reversed it. Okay. So the box is great. It's has a foam on top. This is the tripod I mentioned before. You can see how simple, and although it's free, right? I mean, it comes with a, hold on a second. Let's just take this out from the plastic here out of the camera view. Yeah, not being able to do that. It's getting stuck on the plastic here. Okay. 1 second. I have just 2 hands here. Okay. Well, very basic tripod, just yeah, you can extend it, and let me see here. Okay, yeah, you can twist this back and you can extend it. There is some handle here, and just to put on the side of my new one. Well, this is not perfectly balanced, but you can see how small it is, and even if I go, well, if I go with this guy here on the lower portion, right, the lower leg, it will be about even, this one is even taller, but that's a matter of how well constructed this guy is to hold a higher weight device versus this one. Okay, so that's free, it's in there. This one also comes with a soft case. I've never opened that. Well, the cloth comes in both, and that's the soft case just underneath there. I didn't even open that. I test the quality again. That's a decent scope. It's just not for the sort of activity I was planning. And when you compare those two here, right, and you look into the images, and that's very tough to see anything through the camera because you have to find the right angle right there. Same thing here, it's very tough to see anything anyway. But again, decent scope. But when you compare with this one, The difference is more than the $40, right? That looks like 120, 160, because you do have to have, maybe if you want to buy a hard case. I couldn't find one, to tell the truth, and the ones I found were very expensive, so I decided to stay without them and survive with the soft case that came with that. Again, it's going to cost you a little more, $30 here, right? So the $40 difference goes to $70 right away for at least one tripod, because it doesn't come with any. However, I do like this better. That's my personal opinion on this. If you have to go for quality, they have versions of both, right? Again, with better lenses, costs hundreds of dollars more. They do have a BARSKA with similar 20, 60, 80. Again, I'm comparing apples to oranges here a little bit, but you know, those are the models I narrowed this down when I was looking into buying a terrestrial scope. So when you look into those, again, my clear choice will be this. Downside, well, it's bigger, it's heavier, doesn't have a hard case coming with that, doesn't have a not even a good soft case, I would say. It's barely protecting. However, it's worth it in my opinion. This one has its own 8mm version, has with better lenses, or the same type of lenses. However, the 80mm version of this one is much more expensive than this version, okay, from this brand. So I kept the CELESTRON there, and I'm going to return the BARSKA. Again, it's a personal preference. You can look at this differently. One thing that didn't count for me, but my wife's opinion counts, and then it should count for me. It does, is that this one smells a little bit odd. When you put your ears here, your ears, okay, erase that. When you put your eyes here, your nose will be on the side, and any smell on this region will be captured by your nose, and they're going to feel it. So if you come to this one, it doesn't smell anything particular. This one has a strong smell of rubber, right? And that's something that for my wife was a no-no right there. Okay, again, that's a subtle difference, but it might be important for you. This was the comparison between the CELESTRON Ultima 80 and the BARSKA 2060-60. Its features, its accessories, upside and downside. Again, my 2 cents about those two devices, and I hope this helps you narrow down your own choices. So I'll see you in my next clip. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Bye. Oh, by the way, subscribe my channel. Thank you. Comments are welcome.